Bonjour à toutes et à tous et bienvenue dans le mot de la semaine sur Learn to French. Je m'appelle Eden et j'enseigne le français. Hello and welcome to our weekly word study on Learn to French, where we learn and analyze a specific word in French. If you're new here, my name is Eden and I teach French. The word that we're going to look at today is édulcorer. So before I start, you can also click on the link in the description of this episode. That way you can also read the word that we're talking about today. Alors, le mot édulcorer. So, édulcorer in French. What does it mean? Let's take a look at the definition of this word. Well, actually, there are two definitions. The first one, in French, donner à un aliment, à un médicament, un goût sucré, par addition de matière sucrée ou de substances chimiques. Je répète, donner à un aliment, à un médicament, un goût sucré par addition de matière sucrée ou de substances chimiques. Deuxième définition, the second definition, atténuer la dureté d'expression, la rigueur, le caractère acerbe de quelque chose, affadir ou adoucir. Je répète, atténuer la dureté d'expression, la rigueur, le caractère acerbe de quelque chose, affadir ou adoucir. Regarding the first definition, édulcorer means to sweeten something edible or medicine with the help of sugar or any kind of sweetener. So it talks about any kind of sweetener, it can be sugar, but most of the time it definitely is going to be an artificial sweetener. And the second definition has more of a figurative meaning. Édulcorer, in that sense, can mean to tone down or to water down or even to dilute something. Like, for example, harsh news or a phrase or a text. Anything that means to tone down. Here are two examples. For the first definition, il faut édulcorer mon café avec de la stevia. I need to sweeten my coffee with stevia. Second definition, Marie édulcore son compte-rendu de la semaine. Marie is toning down her weekly report. Now, from what we've seen, the first one is more of a literal definition, and the second one was more of a figurative definition. Where does this word come from? Édulcorer comes from the Latin word dulcorare and then édulcorare, both meaning to sweeten. These words are derived from dulcis, which means sweet. Since I have probably butchered the Latin words, you can also read them in the article. So how do you conjugate the verb édulcorer in French? Good news for you, it's a first group verb, it's a regular verb, so easy to conjugate. This is how you conjugate it in the present tense. J'édulcore, tu édulcores, il, elle, on édulcore, nous édulcorons, vous édulcorez, ils, elles édulcorent. So how do you construct sentences with édulcorer? It's possible to only use the verb édulcorer followed by an object. Directly, édulcorer quelque chose. So you don't say édulcorer à nor édulcorer de if you want the sentence to make sense. It's not mandatory to use a preposition right after the verb. It doesn't transit through a preposition. There are also derivatives from that verb, the main one being édulcorant, which means an artificial sweetener. Édulcorant is a masculine noun, but you can also use it as an adjective, which means sweetening. So édulcorant is the masculine singular adjective, édulcorante is the feminine singular, édulcorant with an S, masculine plural, and édulcorante, ES, feminine plural. For example, for the noun, you can say something like l'aspartame est un édulcorant controversé. Aspartame is a controversial sweetener. For the adjective, le pouvoir édulcorant de la stevia est bien connu. The sweetening power of stevia is well known. Another adjective that you should know about is édulcorer. As édulcorant means sweetening, édulcorer, on the other hand, means sweetened. So the adjective édulcorer is written with an E acute accent at the end, masculine singular, and then for the feminine form you add an extra E. For the masculine plural, you add an extra S to the masculine form, and for the feminine plural, you add an extra S to the feminine singular form. Let me give you a sentence where I use the adjective édulcorer. Le Coca Zéro est en fait une boisson assez édulcorée. Coke Zero is actually a rather sweetened drink. Et voilà, c'est tout pour aujourd'hui. I hope you enjoyed today's word. If you like this kind of content, make sure to visit my website, learntofrench.com, or also my YouTube channel, Learn to French. Merci beaucoup d'être resté avec moi aujourd'hui et je vous dis à bientôt pour un nouveau mot sur Learn to French. Au revoir!